Chosen one, on July 11th, don't fight the pull. Today, listen, on this day, something invisible but undeniable is drawing you closer to your next divine moment. You can feel it deep within your spirit, the kind of pull you can't explain, but also can't ignore. This isn't a regular day. This isn't a random moment. Today, the universe, heaven, and every force of light is tugging on your soul, guiding you toward a destiny that has waited for your obedience. You are not being pulled because you are weak, lost, or distracted. You are being pulled because it's time. It's time for your spirit to align with what's been prepared in silence. It's time to stop resisting what God has already orchestrated for your elevation. Chosen one, watch this video until the very end, because the energy that surrounds today is not accidental. If you've felt confusion, pressure, or your divine nudges leading up to this moment, you're not alone. The reason it's been hard is because something powerful is trying to break through. The reason it feels heavy is because you are about to give birth to something new. Write your warmest, most courageous wishes in the comments and type 777. Speak life into the space below. These words are not just words. They are energy being released into the atmosphere. Wishes do come true when faith becomes louder than fear. Let your wish anchor this moment, and let the universe feel your vibration of belief as you type it. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. When you feel that internal pull, you have two choices. You can fight it, question it, and delay your next breakthrough, or you can surrender to it and let it carry you into the unknown that God has already gone ahead of you to prepare. Today is not a day for control. It's not a day to analyze every outcome or try to hold the reins tighter. Today is a day of letting go and letting alignment guide your next breath, your next step, your next word. That resistance you've been holding, release it. That doubt you've been feeding, silence it. That fear that's trying to make a home in your heart, evict it. Because the pull is not there to destroy your balance, it's there to restore your path. When the chosen one is summoned by the unseen, the natural mind tries to rationalize, to control, to secure what it thinks is safety. But what is safe about staying small? What is safe about staying stuck in cycles you prayed to escape from? Today, God is not asking you to be perfect, prepared, or even confident. God is only asking you to listen, to feel, to respond. The pull is soft but certain, gentle but undeniable. It's not forcing you, it's inviting you. It's not pushing you, it's pulling you closer to the blueprint written long before you were born. Many people around you might not understand what you feel today. They may call it a mood, a distraction, or an emotional wave. But you know, deep in your being, you know that this isn't random. This isn't emotional. This is spiritual. This is divine. This is a whisper from heaven saying, "Come closer." Today is a gateway, a portal that is opening, but only to those who are aware, only to those who are sensitive, only to those who are willing to move when they feel the wind shift. The wind is shifting today, and if you can feel that sacred breeze brushing your spirit, you're already halfway through the threshold. You weren't made to stay in a comfort zone that numbs your gifts. You weren't created to keep repeating what's familiar just because it's predictable. You are chosen, and that means the pull on your spirit is heavier because the calling on your life is higher. What you're feeling today is not chaos, it's calibration. God is tuning your heart to the rhythm of the next season. The vibrations in your chest, the tingles in your arms, the restlessness in your thoughts. Those are signs, not signs of anxiety, but signals of a spiritual switch. Something is unlocking, something is activating, something is awakening inside of you, and you can't afford to ignore it. The temptation to brush it off will come. Your logical mind will say, "It's nothing, you're just tired, you're just emotional." But your spirit will keep reminding you that something sacred is happening. Today is not just another 24 hours, it's an intersection. And the pull is leading you down the path less traveled, the path carved by obedience and trust. You don't need to see every step. You only need to follow the pull. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it's inconvenient, even when it challenges your understanding, follow the pull. There are blessings that don't come through force, but only through flow. There are answers that aren't found in striving, but in stillness. There are shifts that only occur when you stop trying to lead and let yourself be led. Today is one of those days. The magnetic force you feel is not pulling you away from yourself. It's pulling you back into your truth. It's pulling you into alignment. It's pulling you into power. You don't have to fight the pull. You only need to trust it. Even if you've ignored the pull in the past, even if you've walked away from opportunities that felt too big, today is another chance. You're not disqualified. You're not too late. You haven't missed it. This moment is not a punishment for your delay. It's a provision of grace. God knew you'd hesitate. God knew you'd doubt. But still, He placed this divine magnetism in your path today, because He also knew you'd be ready now. Now, not tomorrow. Now, not next week. Now, not when everything makes sense. Now is your moment. There is a version of you that is already walking in everything you've prayed for. That version of you is pulling you forward today. That higher self, that divine identity, is calling to you in a voice louder than your fear. You don't need to be convinced. You already know. That's why the pull feels so strong. It's not unfamiliar. It's a remembrance. Your soul is remembering where it belongs. Your energy is remembering who you are. Your path, remembering its purpose. Chosen one, lean into this pull. Let it lead you where logic never could. Let it guide you into miracles you didn't expect. Let it show you who you really are beyond the noise, beyond the pressure, beyond the opinions of those who cannot see your calling. You weren't designed to follow crowds. You were built to follow callings. That's why you feel different. That's why the pull feels unique. Because it is. It's tailored to your soul. It's customized for your next level. No one else will feel it like you do, and no one else can walk it for you. You must be the one to answer. You've been preparing for this without even knowing it. The conversations you've had, the dreams you've journaled, the changes you've made, the doors that closed, they've all led to this moment. That's why today feels weighty. That's why your body feels alert. That's why your heart won't settle. Because everything is aligning. And the pull is the sign. The pull is the message. The pull is the confirmation. And so, don't fight it. Don't push it away. Don't second-guess what your spirit is clearly confirming. Sit with it. Walk with it. Listen to it. Let it take you beyond the limitations of what's familiar and into the vast expanse of what's possible. You're not losing control. you're gaining divine clarity. You're not losing your way. You're finding your real one. You're not falling apart. You are falling into purpose. The more you allow yourself to be pulled, the more you'll begin to notice that resistance was never protection. It was delay. Delay from your next evolution. Delay from your next encounter. Delay from the version of you that's already seated at the table of divine purpose. Every time you denied the pull, something within you dimmed. But not today. Not this time. Today is not about dimming. It's about igniting. The pull is not dragging you. It's awakening you. It's bringing the fire back to your bones. It's restoring the clarity that distraction tried to steal. The pull isn't punishment. It's your permission slip to return to your brilliance. You may have felt lost recently, like the light went out or the direction wasn't clear. But that's not because you failed. It's because something deeper was trying to emerge. The old direction no longer fit the new dimension. The map had to fade so that your inner compass could come alive again. And now, in the silence, in the in-between, the pull has become the voice. You don't need loud signs. You don't need flashing confirmations. All you need is to honor that small, consistent inner voice that is calling you home. You know where to go. You just need to trust yourself again. And trust isn't about having all the answers. It's about obeying even when all you have is peace. It's about walking when your spirit feels weightless, even if your feet feel unsure. Chosen one, you've spent so much of your life being strong, being the anchor for others, being the one who kept it all together. But strength isn't just in holding on. Sometimes the greatest strength is in letting go. Letting go of the urge to lead everything, to figure out everything, to explain everything. Letting go of what no longer fits so you can receive what was always yours. Today's pull might not lead to a stage or spotlight. It might lead to a quiet moment, a divine conversation, a single decision that shifts everything. Don't overlook the small pulls. They are often the ones that carry the greatest weight. Because God rarely shouts, He whispers. And it's in the whisper where the real shifts happen. The pull isn't always loud, but it's always present. And today, it's tugging at your soul like never before. When you stop resisting, you'll start receiving. When you stop analyzing, you'll start aligning. The peace you crave is on the other side of surrender. The answers you've been begging for will only meet you after obedience. This is not about figuring out your future. This is about following your now. And your now is sacred. Your now is magnetic. Your now is calling. The pull is not just spiritual. It's divine timing wrapped in motion. So many people will miss this day because they've become numb to the signs. They've silenced the inner voice to such a degree that they only move when the external world screams at them. But not you. You're still listening. You're still sensitive. You're still in tune with the unseen. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this video. That's why your soul is stirring even as you hear these words. Because something sacred is confirming what you already knew. Today is the day to listen. You are not being pulled into pain. You're being pulled out of pain. You're not being pulled into confusion. You're being pulled into clarity. That tension you feel is the last string breaking between your old life and your new one. It's not something to fear. It's something to celebrate. You are transitioning from force to flow, from pressure to peace, from distraction to destiny. The pull is your permission to stop pretending, to stop performing, and to start living in truth. Real truth. Divine truth. Some people will tell you that surrender is weakness, but what they don't understand is that surrender is the posture of power for the chosen ones. It's not giving up, it's giving in. Giving in to the pull that knows more than your mind, sees farther than your eyes, and leads stronger than your logic. You've been led by information. Now it's time to be led by intuition. You've followed the rules. Now it's time to follow the revelation. Every chosen one eventually arrives at a crossroads where nothing outside them makes sense, but everything inside them is screaming, "Go." That's where you are today. That's what this pull represents. It's not just a shift in your schedule, it's a shift in your soul. The external may still look the same, but everything internal has been rewired. And once the internal changes, the external has no choice but to respond. Get ready, because when you fully say yes to this pull, everything will change. This is your acceleration moment. This is the surge. This is the divine wind behind your back. Don't be surprised if doors begin to open that you didn't knock on. Don't be surprised if people begin to exit your life without explanation. Don't be surprised if clarity arrives in the quiet moments. That's the result of spiritual movement. That's what happens when you stop wrestling and start receiving. Things begin to rearrange themselves for your benefit, and you don't have to announce it. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. Those who are spiritually mature will understand it, and those who aren't never will. Stop trying to make the pull make sense to everyone else. It's not theirs to feel. It's yours, and what's yours, God will guide. What's yours, no one can stop. What's yours is already on its way. So go ahead, lean into the wind. Let yourself be carried. Trust the holy current. You're not being reckless. You're being recalibrated. You're not being impulsive. You're being ignited. You're not being irresponsible. You're being initiated into the next level of your journey. It's not for everyone to see, but it is for you to believe. That pull is sacred. That pull is prophetic. That pull is the sound of your future echoing into your present moment. You are the one who was chosen to feel it, to follow it, to embody it. And as you do, everything around you will begin to mirror that movement. Energy will shift. People will shift. Opportunities will shift. Because alignment has a ripple effect. When you move from within, the world around you has no choice but to adjust. You are the activator. You are the carrier of the next vibration. And your yes is what unlocks the wave. There is no more time to delay, no more time to rationalize, no more time to stay still in a season that has expired. Today is the day. This moment is the sign. This pull is the doorway. Walk through it. There comes a point in your journey where you can no longer walk in circles. That moment is now. You can feel it. Your energy no longer matches the environment you used to call normal. The conversations that once held your interest now seem hollow. The routine that once gave you comfort now feels confining. The atmosphere that once nurtured you now stifles your breath. That's how you know the pull is not just emotional. It's transformational. You are being summoned out of what no longer reflects your light. The pull is not a distraction. It is a divine signal. It's the evidence that heaven has adjusted your coordinates. You've been shifted internally, and now it's time to catch up externally. That's why your soul no longer finds peace where it used to. You've graduated. And sometimes, graduation feels more like separation. Separation from the familiar, from what you once thought you needed, from who you once had to be in order to survive. The pull doesn't just take you into your future, it frees you from your past. It's important that you don't fight what's fading. When the pull begins to strengthen, some things will begin to unravel. Certain plans will fall through. Certain relationships will lose momentum. Certain doors will close faster than you expected. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. Because you cannot enter your next with what was only meant to serve your former. The pull doesn't just show you where you're going, it clears what can't come with you. This is the divine detox. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like you're walking away from everything without knowing where you're going. But that's the walk of the chosen. That's the life of the spiritually sensitive. It's not about clarity in the outer world. It's about trust in the inner one. And if you feel disoriented, it's only because your spirit is learning to walk by intuition instead of instruction. Chosen one, it's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to feel like you're floating between chapters. That in-between space is holy ground. It's where the old you sheds and the new you begins to take shape. It's where you're no longer who you were, but not quite yet who you're becoming. And it's where the pull is strongest, because God is trying to make sure you don't turn back. You've come too far to settle. You've grown too much to shrink. You've seen too much to unsee what you now know. There is a reason you were kept alive through seasons that should have taken you out. There is a reason your strength returned after moments you thought would break you. There is a reason you're still standing even after storms that left others in ruins. You're not just lucky. You're not just strong. You're aligned. And alignment always comes with an invitation. The invitation to ascend. That pull is your call to ascend. Not just externally, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's a call to higher wisdom, higher compassion, higher clarity. It's a call to release the small story and step into the bigger one. It's a call to drop the old identity and wear the crown that's been hovering over your life, waiting for the moment you'd finally stop resisting your royalty. But here's the secret. The pull will not drag you there. It will not force you into greatness. It will not beg for your yes. It will only invite. It will only whisper. It will only lean in with a silent strength that demands no attention but changes everything once you notice it. The pull is divine elegance. It moves with quiet power. And today, it's waiting for you to respond. You don't need to scream, "I'm ready," to the world. You only need to whisper it within yourself.